Hi everyone, Sleep Thinny Peep Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new AMINE project, 2.5. Yes, this is a new collection of tracks from Portland rapper Aminé. In a way, I suppose the sequel to his original 1.5 mixtape, which creatively was sort of the bridge between his debut record and his sophomore Limbo. Now, going from Limbo, we've got this other tape here that I guess is supposed to hold us over until we get the next record. Now, I did have some reservations going into this tape. I wasn't really crazy about 1.5 originally, and it was pretty clear that 2.5 wasn't going to be as robust or catchy a listen as Limbo was. Still, I found 2.5 to be a pretty cool change of pace for Aminé. Seems like he's giving himself more power to experiment here and just try some new ideas in a lower stake environment, throw some stuff out there and just see what sticks. In this track list, we hear him gravitating toward more bubbly and danceable instrumentals, short verses, quick choruses, pitched vocals, lots of effects and weird sounds flying in every direction. It's kind of groovy, kind of trippy, and definitely a cut above the drab and deadpan, as well as profoundly stoned delivery of 1.5. See this thing as a different side of the very colorful and eccentric personality that Aminé has been growing into over his past couple of studio albums. Now, the worst moments on this tape are not necessarily awful per se. Most of them are just kind of bland or breezy. Very few tracks on this thing are all that long or cleanly and carefully structured. So when a song does hit, it's usually by virtue of a bold idea or a really infectious groove. Cuts that don't demand attention in the first few seconds tend to fly by in a matter of moments, like the intro track, which in my opinion is just too bare and skeletal. The track Twisted definitely had potential with its driving and peppy beats, as well as futuristic synthesizers, but the vocal performance just isn't really there. The singing comes off too shy to really leave a mark. The track Neo has a kind of fun instrumental loop and refrain with the melodic flow and twisted rhythms and aesthetics. It feels like I'm listening to a Drake on ketamine. The track is just a really good part A without a part B to contrast it, and it gets kind of stale without that necessary variation. Which brings me to the best moments on this tape, many of which are incredibly warped and strange ear candy, with a lot of lo-fi and zany instrumentals. The song Colors, for example, which features some very smooth melodic vocals, choppy dance floor rhythms, some metallic arpeggios jumping all over the instrumental too. Aminé's very calm and cool demeanor across the track rapping just kind of makes sense among all these chaotic samples. Then OKWME is one of the more unique cuts here, with its cold-blooded flows, disjointed lo-fi beats, and sung chorus that's really boyish and sounds like something from a 90s R&B or boy band cut, but in the best way possible. Then Charmander is not a hyper-pop song, but it's one of the most hyper-pop adjacent rap songs I think I've heard ever, with its pitched vocal samples, brisk beats, and zippy synths. I was a little on the fence with it as a single, but listening to it on the tape, yeah, it's easily one of the most fun tracks here. There's kind of a futuristic genre blend and hyper-aesthetics packed into the track Shit to Lose as well. And while Between the Lines does have a strong chorus to it and a throwback beat, there is something about it that feels a little rickety on the production and mix side, but I wouldn't mind hearing Aminé touch down on a sound like this once again on a better recording. Overall, 2.5 I think is not bad. It's not an amazing project, it's not an awful project, it just kind of does what it sets out to do, give Aminé an opportunity to try out some new ideas, some of which I hope bloom into something more groomed on the next studio project. Feeling a decent 2 strong 6 on this one, Tran. Zishin, have you given this tape a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? Hit up that Upworthy link, please, if you see it somewhere. Over here next time I edit another video that you can check out. And yeah, subscribe to the channel and all of that. Aminé, 2.5. Forever.